speed! Go!
You guys gotta dance along to the music you can't hear. Alright, that's enough. Hey everybody, welcome to Cocktail Time here at 4Player Podcast. I'm your host of Cocktail Time, Joseph Christ, and with me tonight is, of course, Bob Webb. How you doing, Bob?
Doing pretty good.
Good, and making his triumphant return to Cocktail Time is the infamous Nicholas Henderson.
Hello.
Nick is hungover already.
Yeah.
So,
I am kind of hungover.
yeah. How is everybody doing besides Nick who's hungover? Which means you, Bob. How are you?
Good. I had a long, busy day of making beer.
Oh, you're doing your brewing thing tonight?
Yeah, it took me from 11 this morning until 4 this afternoon to finish.
And that was just the cleaning part, right?
Yeah, that was just cleaning.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, it's all cleaning. It's just nothing but cleaning.
I think you said it was 60% cleaning, 20% brewing, and 20% waiting.
Yeah, because you need to.
That is
waiting. So much waiting.
Mm.
You wait for things to mash. You need at least 45 minutes for that. And you wait for things to boil. You need at least 60 minutes for that. You wait for things to cool. You need at least 30 minutes for that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's already like almost 2.5 hours of just waiting.
Nice.
That sounds awful.
And then the rest of it is just cleaning.
Did you do anything during that, or do you just sit there and stare blankly and wait?
I was on a live chat, and I was also working on some crap on the side. I had my laptop with me.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I broadcast brew days, but given that it's that much waiting and that much cleaning, it's just boring.
It's not.
Waiting.
Yeah, it's not. But the final product is always good.
Oh yeah, no, that is actually why I do it.
What are you cook? What are you brewing this time around?
This time it's the first time I'm making a golden blonde ale. So it's a
I just last night actually that I actually am a big fan of pale ales.
Really?
They're pretty good. They're like they're sort of like the standard beer of the Northwest.
I actually like the taste of hops. I didn't even realize it until last night.
Mm-hmm.
So have you tried IPA?
Huh?
Have you tried an IPA?
I have. It wasn't what I had last night.
Yeah. Pale ales, IPAs are India pale ales.
Mm-hmm.
Pale ales. I think are around 30 to maybe 40 IBUs.
Mm-hmm.
IPAs go up like 60 and up.
What is an IBU? No one knows what that is.
International Bittering Unit.
Bittering unit?
Yes.
Bitter?
They have a standard measurement for how bitter a beer is.
Bittering.
Bittering, as in bitter.
Word. That is a thing.
Yeah. It's a brewing word.
Bittering,
I had a friend who was really into IPAs all the time, and she'd always ask. And she was one of those like beer snobs. Like she'd go to a place and she'd order like 5 samples to find out which pint she wanted to get. And I'd be like, why don't you just order samples all the time and just stop there? Just get a pint of samples of different things. Get like 20 different samples. So there's always like there's some like bars and stuff around here that specialize in that sort of thing, and that's okay. But then
samples?
Yeah, like they'll bring you like a little sampler platter, and then you decide, and it's free. And then they do.
Oh, it's free.
Yes, you'd ask for samples.
Night where they had samplers.
Samples all night.
Mm-hmm.
People were walking all over the place with these giant, walking 5 different shots of beer.
Yeah, I mean you're getting a shot of beer. It's like not a lot of alcohol or anything.
Big shot.
That. Oh, this is a big shot. Oh, this is something different. Okay, here they'll give you like a shot just so you can taste it.
Yeah, just a little 1 ounce pour.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I can't do IPAs. I like a dark. If I drink beer, which is very rarely, I drink like the darker beers, like the Guinness and that kind of stuff, like the chocolate.
You probably would like an Imperial Stout.
Oh, I love Imperial Stout.
They're really good.
Yeah, Rogue Brewery makes an Imperial Stout that comes in this ceramic sort of bottle. That's just it's one of my favorite things ever. It's hard to get though. The only time I've ever was able to get it is if I went to their brewery where is it? Where the Goonies was filmed. Where the Goonies is from. Astoria, Oregon.
Okay.
Astoria, Oregon. But anyway, I went there and I got their Imperial Stout. It's fantastic. So
Yeah, normally Tara hates stouts because they're too burned flavored, is what she calls them. So
Mhm.
it's just, they roasted it too much, so too roasty. She doesn't like dark coffee or black coffee either.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's kind of that. Yeah, but imperial stout she'll drink because the amount of alcohol that's in there, the amount of sugars in there actually masks it and makes it a much more kind of like rounder, kind of chocolatey flavor, like a dark chocolate
Yeah.
or vanilla.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tasty.
Mhm.
This
So,
is making me want to drink beer.
speaking of that, let's do our toast of the week. What do you say?
By the way, just so you know,
Yeah.
I've actually been drunk like 3 nights in a row, so I'm just drinking water.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Mm.
We'll count. There's probably still a good amount of alcohol already in your body.
Wait, I'm sorry. This is actually a water bottle full of vodka.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
That's how you
yeah.
do it. That's how you do
That's the story I was originally going to go with, but
it. It's hard to say you're drinking straight vodka when 2 hours later you're still sober.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
problem. Even 30 minutes later, you're not slurring. That's
Yeah, if you're drinking it straight, because after
yeah.
30
Ugh.
minutes, like straight vodka might be a little tough, but after 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you're not really tasting it anymore, and that stuff goes away.
Oh no.
That stuff starts going down fast.
yeah.
Ugh.
I've
Been
probably had more to drink in the past week than I have in the past year.
That's good.
You got to set goals.
That might be exaggerated a little bit. I'm
You're
trying to slow it down.
you're tempering yourself.
Yes, I am starting now to temper myself.
So, well, let's start with Bob then.
Mhm.
Like, do you want to go for? You said you had a big long shot. Do you want to go first? Or you want to go the last?
Is that a
I'll go
Borderlands
last.
shirt I
Since-
see you wearing?
What's that?
Is that the Borderlands shirt?
Yes.
Okay, all I
Borderlands
can see
2.
is the top of the logo.
Yeah.
And you
Let me see if I
Yeah,
can.
that I realized it was the Borderlands logo. I can see what
Yeah.
the whole top.
There you go. Burp.
Ooh.
Yeah. That was the Paxi shirt.
Mhm.
Yeah, this shot's rather involved. I've threatened to do the shot before, and I'm finally actually gonna work up the guts to do it
Mhm.
Oh,
tonight. Ugh.
here we
So-
go. By the
But
way,
yeah,
I
Joseph, you can go
headset on
first.
it tonight, so I apologize in the long run if I don't sound quite as clear as everybody else.
Mhm.
My dog destroyed my headset.
Oh,
Oh.
you actually sound really good. So
Yeah.
your laptop mic is actually pretty damn good. So
So what you're saying is I wasted my money on my mic before?
yes, your dog has shown you the way.
Shit.
Your deaf dog. He's like your seer. Seers usually have some sort of physical ailment, right? That like they'll have a physical ailment, like they'll be blind or deaf, but that improves the quality of their other senses, and that's how they become seers to see out into the spiritual worlds. Isn't that how that works?
Yeah, that sounds right.
The
Yeah.
blind wise man, or the impotent
Yeah.
priest.
That's why Odin only has one eye.
It's true. That's true. Okay, I'll go first then. God, what is gonna be my toast of the week? Oh Jesus Christ! I'm gonna. I tell you what. What I'm gonna do. I'm gonna toast a July that is thankfully bare of games I really need to buy. Because I actually have a break
Yeah.
to go back and play some older stuff and work on some of my backlog and whatnot.
Starts back up next month.
What's that?
That shit starts back up next month, though.
I know, but I
Yeah.
will say, I've been playing some stuff, but it's good to have a little bit of a reprieve, especially after the last couple of months that we've had. That it's been really crazy. So, especially after E3, it's kind of nice to have like a reprieve of like a whole bunch of like a month off of like really big titles. So anyway, I am toasting to July, and my wallet, which is now buffering itself in preparation for next month.
Cool.
So what are you drinking?
Oh, I just have a little bit of a vodka and like lemonade stuff. So
It's your go-to drink.
it's my go-to drink. Yeah.
Yeah, when it's not Jeremiah
Lemonades.
Weed.
What is it? I'm trying to not drink the Jeremiah Weeds anymore, and I'll tell you why. Because I will drink two of those. Right. First of all, okay. There's multiple problems with the Jeremiah Weed. The first of all is that it's just not alcoholic enough. It's like alcoholic enough to get me drunk enough that I want more, but not
Yeah.
alcoholic enough to get me drunk to make me stop drinking.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So I end up like I'll have like 6 of them, which there's I think two like equivalent of like 2 bottles of beer in each of those. So it's like 2 6-packs. They're tall. They're really tall. Aren't there like 2 bottles of beer in there?
I have no idea.
Well, 2 bottles would be 24 ounces.
Maybe not that much. I'd have to look.
Yeah.
But they're pretty. They're taller than your basic bottle of beer. There's more in there than your normal thing. You can look it up, Bob. But anyway,
Okay.
I'll drink like I'll drink like 6 of them, and I'll just feel crappy the next day. But I never feel like I got like drunk enough to have fun. I just feel like I was like just babysitting my alcoholism the whole time.
Right.
It's just not the where I want to be. And
That's unfortunate.
and second of all, I'll just on a night where I'll just have 2 of them. I'll still wake up the next morning and I'll feel like absolute shit because it's really cheap malt alcohol stuff, and it's really kind of thick and sugary. So the next day you just feel like absolute crap. And the third reason is they're like 450 calories each.
Oh, Jesus.
Like one can's like 400 something calories, and you drink like 2 of those 800 calories of just pure liquid alcohol.
Sounds like a terrible thing to do to your body.
Well, a beer on itself, I think, is 200 calories. Just one beer.
Right.
So if you're drinking something with 2 beers in it,
minimum of
400
200,
calories. That sounds about right.
Yeah, unless a Guinness is like 450 just for a normal pint.
Yeah.
That's
Or if you get an Imperial or whatever like that, they're pretty fucking
yeah, exactly.
heavy. A lot more sugar, a lot more calories.
Yeah. So it's really bad for you, and I have to make sure I keep my womanly figure as I
Of course.
as I ride down the road of years here.
Womanly is not what I would use to describe your figure.
I don't know. But so I think it's much better and much healthier if I just get one of those little flask-sized bottles of vodka and just drink that every night.
That's much healthier.
It's probably much.
Every night is the key word.
Much healthier. No, not every night, but there was a weekend like a couple of weeks ago where I drank almost 2 bottles of vodka in the weekend.
Good God.
Yeah.
Why are you alive?
I drank like an entire bottle.
Society.
It was. I know what it was. It was the night where you recorded me that night.
Oh yeah.
So that Friday I drank an entire bottle of vodka, and then that night during cocktail time and afterward I drank like 3/4 of another bottle.
Is that like drinking it straight out of the bottle, or are you just taking lots and lots of shots?
I usually start with a mixer, but then like about an hour later the mixer is gone and I'm just drinking it straight out of the bottle.
Yeah.
So.
Yikes.
Slowly you run out and then you just start hitting the bottle.
Yes. So all you need is the mixer to get you to the point where you're drunk enough that you can't taste the alcohol anymore.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter.
And then you're good. Then you're good to go. So,
but the one thing that gets me is a fucking Four Loko. That shit just
I've never drank a lot of that. I had the most Four Loko I've had was 1 sip from Carlos when Carlos was here for PAX, and it was like watermelon Four Loko. And
that's the worst. It tastes it. I believe I've had it on the show before.
Yeah, one sip was more than enough for me to never have it again.
It's terrible. Like they have big ass cans. They have smaller cans now, but they usually I get the big ass like 16 or 18 ounce cans, and one of those will get me pretty drunk and just hung over the next morning.
That's what it is. Like I can drink
real hungover.
Like the next day after I drank like that bottle of vodka. It was a Friday.
Yeah.
I drank it. I woke up the next day. Admittedly I was still kind of drunk, but I didn't feel bad. I mean, like later in the day, I felt a little bit sick and had a little bit of a headache as I sort of sobered up and the hungover started, coming upon me. But I felt better after drinking a bottle of vodka than I felt after drinking 2 things of Jeremiah Weed.
That is fucked up.
Because it's
the malt liquor.
It's a pure vodka's more of a pure. It's a pure thing. So like it's of course probably bad for you to a degree and doing harm to your body and destroying your liver, but it's doing it in a pure way. It's like using using white magic instead of black magic.
Well, there's a lot of things, especially in brewing, I learned from the quality of the ingredients, how long you've let it matured. So if you let the yeast will sit there and clean out all the byproducts that it makes when it ferments, and all out of that malt liquor, you want to get as much booze as possible as quickly as possible.
Right.
So you're not going to take the time to let it chill and let it do its conditioning and clean out all the bad shit.
Oh yeah, no,
you're just going to have it ferment fast and hard, and then you're going to distill it. You're going to have distilled byproducts left in the alcohol, which makes it just shit on your system.
Yeah, and you just feel like awful. You feel awful the next day.
Yeah. Oh, it's awful. It's really bad.
So like I said, I'm trying to stay away from the Jeremiah Weed and those crap, corner store alcohols as much as possible. And luckily now we've passed laws in Seattle where we can buy hard alcohol from grocery stores. We couldn't do that before. We actually had to go to state-run liquor stores to get our booze. And now you can get it from the grocery stores, which means it's a lot easier to do, and probably healthier in the long run. So, But anyway, Bob, you're shot. You're getting set up.
Starting for drinking, I am doing I guess this is a whiskey cider.
Okay.
I don't know. I just
did you make that yourself?
Yeah, well, it's my hard cider with whiskey in it.
Oh, that's how you
So,
distill. That's like the fake way to distill stuff. You just brew and then you add a hard alcohol to it.
yeah, it's good. It's someone had mentioned this, drinking. I think it was one of the My Drunk Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
She was drinking whiskey and cider, and I was like, "Fuck, I got homemade cider in the fridge, and it's tasty. I got some whiskey on hand. Why not?" And it's fucking good.
Yeah. I used to use oh god, what was it? Uh this is many years ago. I used to use it was this really grapey sort of alcohol, like not grape whiskey, but it was God, it's on the corner of my tongue. But it was like this really very fruity alcohol. But it was
Cisco.
no, this was before Cisco. I don't think I ever want to talk about Cisco again. We talked
Thunderbird.
about it enough last. No, this was actually better stuff. This was oh, I can't remember.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Fuck, it's a European liqueur,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Liqueur.
And it comes with
Oh
little,
shit.
little fast things. Anyway, I used to use that as a mixer for my vodka.
No.
To mix my alcohol with alcohol.
More alcohol.
Yeah.
To cut the alcohol, you add more alcohol.
Yes, this is when I was living in Jersey and New York City.
That makes
Right,
sense to me. What?
So.
Yeah, so I guess I should. Okay, my toast is going to be to. And unfortunately, this is going to screw you over, Joseph, because the Steam Summer Sale is coming.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
It's coming next week.
Mm-hmm.
All
The-
over his face.
It's all over, just nasty. It's going to get in my facial hair. I think it's coming on the 14th. It was what people were guessing.
Mhm.
Oh, no, the 12th. So it starts on Thursday, possibly.
Mhm.
There's people looking at the CDR database, which is a database that looks up the content that's put up on Steam, like on kind of whenever they update sales and items on there, they kind of track all the information on the back end and whatnot.
Right.
And this is kind of, they have a good idea of what's going on sale and what's being bundled together.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of really good shit on that list.
But there's something that's going to save me. Something that's going to save me from this.
You already have all those games.
No, it's the fact that my computer kind of sucks.
Yeah. Well,
So
yeah.
I'm not going to buy a lot of this stuff because my computer just is not going to handle it very well.
Supposedly there's 11 days of indie bundles.
Oh, really? Oh, see, that's the issue.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then there's a bunch of other bundles. There's a whole bunch of all the Batman Arkham games.
I'm not going to
are
buy
on.
that for my computer.
All two of them.
Oh shit, you can get Brink.
Don't even get me started.
Joseph loves that game.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones on this list that I could just go on and THQ collection, Metro 2033 is on there, Stalker series. There's a Stalker bundle, Sniper Elite.
Right.
Square Enix has a bunch of oh man, the list is good. I'll need to post it later.
Once again, these are all games I'm not going to play on my PC.
Yeah,
I am
probably.
immune to the Steam sales.
And unfortunately, Arma 2 is not on that list.
Really?
No,
Do you think?
I'm not
Do
surprised.
you think they requested not to be on that list because their sales are doing so well
Yes.
without it?
Well, if you remember, when I bought Arma 2, it was available on Amazon, and they did a bundle sale on Amazon, where they sold combined operations on Amazon for 50 off, so 50% off. You'd pay $15 would be the total, and like several days later, they took that sale down. They don't even sell the game anymore.
Oh wow!
Because I think Bohemia Interactive got pissed off at them.
Oh, of course. They listen. Bohemia Interactive has probably sold 10 copies of Arma a year, and they've been living off that. And now all of a sudden, their sales
the top. They're still the top sales on Steam.
Yeah, they are.
There's no reason for them to do a summer sale because people are still buying it.
Never going to do a
That's
summer
really because
sale.
of DayZ, right?
Yes, only
Yes,
because
all because of
only
DayZ.
because of DayZ.
Yeah.
So.
But they're actually right now, Bohemia Interactive on their website is doing a summer sale.
Mhm.
So you can, if you don't have Arma 2 yet, you should go to their site. You can buy a Steam copy of the game for 25% off.
No. Oh.
So you can actually get it on Steam, but through Bohemia Interactive for $25 instead of $30.
Mhm.
And that's where you're probably going to be the best deal you're going to get all summer. So
All right.
good luck with that.
Yeah.
Badass. What's your shot?
So actually, let me adjust the camera. There's a lot of components to this shot. Too many components, you might actually say.
Bob keeps on getting more and more complicated. Pretty soon he's gonna.
I bet
Lighter. That's a
this is
lighter.
the most. Yes.
I can't wait for this. There's
Fire is
fire
involved. So you get a lighter and a shot glass.
Bob's gonna have to start doing these in the kitchen.
A water glass.
Oh my God, Bob's gonna burn down his house.
That would be a great
Paper
podcast.
towel
Great
and a
podcast.
straw.
That's it.
And this goes. Nope.
Okay.
I gotta put the alcohol out. I've got Sambuca.
Mhm.
And of course, if you're gonna have a flaming shot, you need 151.
Right.
Oh no.
So I've talked about this shot before.
Oh
it's
no.
It's called the kangaroo tits.
Oh my God.
Let's see it.
Let me outline what you do. I'll just pour the liquor real quick and tell you what I'm doing.
You know
So
what
the
you're
idea,
doing, right, Bob?
I've done this. I've never made this shot before, but I've had this shot once before. I'm trying not to burn down my house. I've actually got Tara standing by with a fire extinguisher.
Really?
Yeah, we have a fire extinguisher.
That's fantastic.
Oh God, that's awesome.
I've never done a flaming shot.
Yeah, there's a lot of
live.
things
I guess not.
about
Actually.
flaming shots you need to know before taking a flaming shot.
You know what we have to do, Bob?
What?
When GDC is coming around this year, I think we both said we want to go, and we can do a cocktail time live from your place, and I can do one of these shots with you.
Oh, that would be amazing.
You know.
There's the fire extinguisher.
Yeah. Tara's got our little household fire extinguisher. Christ, this is gonna be fucking terrifying. I'm gonna
Bob, you do
sit
remember
down.
doing this, right?
Should you?
Yeah, I do remember.
Should you?
I'm gonna sit this down so it's not so high.
Should you shave first before you do this flaming shot?
If I spit it everywhere, fire comes out of my mouth. Call 911.
From here. You heard that, Chad. Everyone, if you see Bob
Yeah.
catch on fire,
Call 911.
call 911 from your,
Bob's on fire.
from your prospective cities and just scream into the phone, Bob's on fire, Bob's on fire.
My suggestion would be not to spit it everywhere.
Wait, are the Twinkies part of the shot too?
No, the Twinkies are for later. That's my. Unfortunately, let me show you what happened to my Twinkies. They're on the way home. Tara smashed them, so they're. Here we go. See there. Can you see the?
Poor Twinkie.
It's all poor. They're a casualty of Tara's
Man,
carelessness.
I want a Twinkie now, actually.
Back to the car.
I want a Twinkie.
Yeah.
I want a Twinkie.
Okay, so flaming shot. I light this on fire. This goes upside down. While this is on fire, I catch the fumes into the water glass, blow out the shot, use this paper towel to cover the water glass, flip it over, seal it like that, use a straw. I sip down the shot, which is already extinguished at this point, and I'm using a straw because the rim of this glass is probably going to be hot as fuck. Then I puncture this and inhale the fumes afterwards.
Oh my God.
But what's the shot?
My God.
The shot is Sambuca and 151.
Oh, so you put
I sip this up with a straw.
the whole
I swallow it. I drink the entire thing up with a straw.
with a straw.
And then I puncture this, and then I inhale out of the.
But
all the fumes.
why do you hail the fumes? What do the fumes do?
Tara's gonna have to do. Yeah, Tara's gonna man the camera and the fire extinguisher over here.
But I mean, what do the fumes do? What's the point of the fumes?
He's gonna be high.
Alcohol fumes. The alcohol fumes are gonna hit my lungs. They're gonna
So you're
be
smoking-
immediately absorbed by my blood
So you're
stream.
smoking the alcohol.
Yes. This is a horrible idea.
This is a first. This is a cocktail time first.
This is fucking terrible.
We had,
I'm gonna catch on fire.
we had to
This
go
is
like 30 or 40 shows before we had one of us actually inhaling our alcohol.
I know this is terrible. Tara, do you have the? I'll try to keep my head down low, but
No, I can.
Hold on. I'm being told I should make your square bigger for this, and I'm gonna.
oh god,
I'm
are people gonna?
I'm gonna switch you around because this is a good idea. Hold on.
This is a bad idea. You're about to drink 151 through a straw.
It's 151 in Sambuca.
Hold on. Nice and big here. All right. So you are main stage right now. So
Bob, you're insane.
Ready to call 911.
Okay, that works. Just...
Insane.
I really hope this catches fire.
I wish
when I need
I wish your camera was clear. It's kind of
Should we turn off the light
kinda-
so you can see the fire?
it's kind of pixelated. But
Yeah.
that's a.
Hey, if you clicked on mine, it probably helps a little.
I am clicked on yours actually.
Yeah. Move your mouse.
Oh. I got you. All right.
Y'all are so lame.
This is a great advertisement for Borderlands 2, by the way.
Exactly.
Dude,
Not so good if this goes horribly wrong.
you should send this video to Randy Pitchford or Mikey Newman or something.
Yeah.
Bob catches fire.
Bob catches fire for Borderlands 2. Make sure you do a toast to Borderlands 2.
I already said my toast with the same summer sales, but Borderlands 2!
Oh my God.
Just cut that part out before about it being all about the summer sale.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck.
All right, so you have the stuff. You're going to light it, catch it with the thing.
You know, actually, I probably can. I'm going to catch it. I'm just going to do this whole thing first. I'm going to do the first part,
Mhm.
and then I'll do the shot with a straw. Because that stuff can just wait. As soon as the fumes are in here, it's done.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
All right, hopefully I won't burn myself. Tara, get ready with the fire extinguisher.
Oh God.
All right, let's do it.
Oh.
Shit.
Oh, it's on fire.
Okay.
That is totally on fire.
You're catching it with the. You're catching the flames with the cup. I have to
Fumes are
describe
going
this for
Yeah.
our people listening. So he's catching the flames with the cup. It's blue flames. That cup's gonna get hot. Okay, he's got the fumes in the cup. He turned the cup over. Used the paper
All right.
towel to cover it up. Now he's gonna suck up.
I guess I'll just.
So the fire's
Yeah.
out. So this is kind of the now.
The fire's out. Yeah. So that I'm not going to burn myself anymore. It's done. Thank God.
Okay.
Tara, are you here? I can give you a
Don't
little
use
more
the
live.
fire extinguisher anymore.
5 feet. There you go,
There
Tara.
we go. Okay, now I can actually
So-
see what I'm
Dude, this is gross.
All right.
So now he's gonna
So this is.
use the straw to suck up the alcohol
Yeah.
from the.
Should I just go do it right now?
Yeah, just do it.
Do
All
it.
right.
Yeah, your main stage. So
This is not going to be good.
This is awful.
151 with a straw.
How can you take alcohol with a straw? Oh God. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, oh God.
Oh my God. This is an awful idea.
That's got to be good.
That's wonderful.
Oh my God. That is.
Well, I hope that made for good audio.
so what are the fumes like? How good are they?
It's burning.
It's just burning. It's
just burning. That's
the
it. There's no
feeling of
nothing.
burning.
Oh,
That's probably
Oh, God.
that's probably like smoking a whole pack of cigarettes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We were just saying smoking cigarettes while drinking is bad. This is about 100 times worse than that.
So we saw that now your cancer rate is up 60% instead of the
Yeah.
40%.
Oh my God, that was awful.
How was the?
I knew this one was terrible. I was waiting a long time for this one because I just didn't want to fucking do it.
How was the
Ugh.
drinking of the alcohol through the straw?
Fine. That's you psych yourself up for the shot part of it, but compared to trying to inhale pure alcohol fumes, there's no way you can compare it. It's fucking awful. It's horrible. It burns your lungs. It's a deep burn. It's not a good burn.
Well, that was fun, Bob.
Oh, I'm sweating now. Oh.
You ready?
Then we haven't even finished our shot, our toast, so that we.
Oh yeah. So Nick, you got to do yours.
Ooh, I'm gonna follow that up with a great drink. I'm drinking straight vodka out of a Dasani water bottle.
Yes, straight. Keep going with that story.
But I guess my toast of the week goes to. I'm gonna give it to Halo 4. I don't know. I played it yesterday. I'll talk about it in a little bit. But strangely enough, I continue to be intrigued and interested in Halo post original trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. And Halo 4 is a very polished looking game, very polished controlling game too. So I'll talk more about it in the impressions. But I had fun.
So well, good.
Cool.
Excellent. All right. Well, Bob did his shot. Nick has his vodka, quote unquote.
What?
And I am the only one who's actually drinking right now. So, do my shot. 1, 2, 3.
I didn't have much water left. I mean vodka.
I just took some big gulps. So, all right. So let's do
I'll
them.
be drinking as usual next week.
That's fine. That's fine. you like I said, you've been drinking enough. Your alcohol, your blood blood level is probably still raging high as it is. So
Probably.
so let's do impressions. You want to start off with the RTX thing, Nick, or
There's not a whole lot to talk about as far as RTX goes.
Right.
I mean, specifics. I mean, we went there yesterday morning. I'll tell you one of the funniest things that happened though.
Sure.
So it was at the Austin Convention Center, and the first thing we went in, we got our media badge, and we walked into the exhibition hall, which is probably the size of, say, the Konami booth at E3.
Oh, really?
And we managed to walk around the entire exhibition hall, see all the booths, all the games were being shown, probably in about 3 to 4 minutes.
Okay.
And then it was just a matter of, I guess we have to wait around for our Halo appointment because there was like a 3-hour line to play Halo.
Right.
But we had an appointment.
Oh wow.
2 o'clock to play it.
Well, this is the first time it was playable, right?
Yeah, this is the first publicly playable demo.
Yeah, I'm sure there was one at E3.
Yeah, so the line was just as long as it was at E3 here. The difference being here, we can make an appointment and skip the line, which is nice. E3 was like, no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But, the funniest thing that happened, I actually went out. This was like probably 11 o'clock. I think they opened at 9, so it was 2 hours after they opened, and I went outside. And I was sitting outside, and I overheard this kid talking to his friend. And he was like, God, my feet hurt so much from all the walking. And, like, my face, like, immediately, I was just like, what?
Right.
Just kind of, like, turned and looked. And then, like, as if, like, right on cue, he, like, did this little, like, whoosh, like, motion with his feet. And he had, like, wheels on his feet. And he was rolling away on his shoes.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to, like, clothesline him. It was awful. It was I don't know. But
So
I mean,
little Heelys. Is that what they're called? Heelys?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm amazed those things are still around.
I would wear those. I would totally wear Heelys. Was rolling around.
You would also wear a pink unicorn shirt.
I did. Multiple times.
So we walked around and looked at some of the booths. Twisted Pixel had a booth, but they were showing was all 4 of their games that have been out for more than a year.
Right.
Missplosion Man, The Maw, and Gunslinger.
Well, they got to sell T-shirts, right?
Yeah, I guess so. There was a pretty cool looking game called Loadout that was being shown. Where I guess basically it's a Team Fortress-esque multiplayer based first person shooter or third person shooter.
Yeah, I remember seeing that at PAX East.
Yeah, and like the whole game is built upon you don't modify your character or you
modify your loadout, right?
All you do is modify your weapon. So they have one weapon, and then you just add all sorts of weapons, and then you go into battle, which is pretty cool. It looks pretty. It didn't look like they had very many character models available yet, but it's a cool looking game. They also had Orcs Must Die 2, which Brad played a little bit of. And
is that just Orcs Must Die 1, but with like co-op and some bigger
He said it was basically the new challenges and a few new items or traps or whatever. And that was about it. There wasn't a whole lot separating it from the original.
I like the co-op option though.
Yeah,
that'd be very cool.
I think Brad played a co-op match on there with someone else. And then we went to the Halo 4 panel where they announced they showed off Forge for the first time, and it was announced that it was being developed by a certain Affinity, Leaps here in Austin. And that's pretty cool, I guess. I'm not a huge Halo Forge person, so I don't really know like what was it like. It's funny like as an outsider like watching kind of like Halo fans like true Halo fans get excited about Forge stuff. Like hearing what got standing ovations and claps and stuff. It's kind of weird. Like he was like, I can generate half of a base, and then I can generate another half of a base, and I can connect them together to make one full base. And everyone's like, yeah.
That's because they are what I like to call true believers. Like you tell them anything. Like I actually watched a little bit of this on Saturday. It was on Saturday or Sunday?
It was Saturday.
And they were showing off dynamic lighting.
Yeah, yeah.
In,
That was the
in
thing.
2012, they were showing off dynamic lighting, and everyone's like, "Oh God, yes!" And I'm like, "Yeah,
No, because apparently in the original Forge, when you generate items in the environment, it doesn't generate dynamic lighting for those items. So they look very out of place.
Mm.
yeah."
So now,
I actually, I might know some technical reasons why, but I remember a Forge was originally introduced as was it a map that you could modify in Halo 3?
yeah, Halo 3, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're just kind of fleshing out the whole map
So they're
customization
fleshing it
tools
out.
in.
They showed some really cool stuff as far as I forgot what they called it, like trait. They called it environmental traits, I think, and how you can affect gravity and speed, and you can basically adjust any factor that's affecting movement and
Like an area, which is kind of cool.
So they're basically remaking level editors for Unreal Tournament that had it back in 1999.
yeah, but yeah, but it
People
looks
were saying they were like, "Oh, this is like Unreal."
it
Yeah.
looks super fleshed out, and it runs on a console, which is probably a pretty big deal.
No, it definitely is. If you can get the interface working well for a console, then that's just a feat in itself.
I'm gonna make a promise to myself and other people, and I'm gonna try to stick to this promise. And you might have to help me keep true to this promise. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop talking shit about Halo until Halo 4 comes out, and
I'm playing through all the Halo
and
games.
I play it. And I have, you guys know how I feel about it, but I feel like it's almost too easy and it's almost become trendy to talk shit about Halo. So I'm
It's
gonna
like Call of Duty. Everyone talks shit about Call of Duty too, but
Yeah.
but I'm gonna stop. I just I don't know. I feel like I don't like. Part of me doesn't want to bite my tongue,
the thing is, I don't even. What is your history with Halo? Which ones have you played? Which ones have you not played? What?
I played 1. I played Reach. I played ODST. I played a little bit of 2. The thing is about Halo, and we don't have to rehash this so much, but me and Bob talked about this last week, is that Bob and I were PC gamers. So when Halo came out, we had already played Half-Life like 3 years before that. So neither of us was really impressed by Halo because we already had played a shooter that was better than Halo.
Yeah, but then again, that's also a very different kind of shooter. Very different kind of shooter, as far as mechanically speaking.
Yeah.
Like, just the differences in your character and the focus of the character and like the gun, like a combat scenario in Halo plays out very differently than a combat scenario in Half-Life, Call of Duty, or any other shooter too.
Of course, but I would say that Halo did a lot for shooters for consoles, but Half-Life did a lot for shooters just generally. You know what I mean? So anyway, but my thing is, I'm gonna stop talking shit about Halo until Halo 4 comes out, and then I play it, and then I make my decision based upon that. Just because I don't want to just go with the flow and be one of those people that, oh yeah, just talking shit about Halo's easy and fun.
I think Halo was the first game that introduced regenerating health.
Yeah,
Was it not?
Yeah, it was one of the first ones to start that trend, and everyone kind of adopted it after Halo blew up and became so huge. And just to kind of rehash my history with Halo, because honestly, I bought my original Xbox to play Halo, and I went home the night that I got it, popped in Halo, played it for probably about 30 to 45 minutes, and I was like, this is boring, and I turned it off and I went and did something else. And
Halo 1, really, honestly, Halo 1 single player, boring as fuck.
From that moment forward, though, I was very anti. I was like, I don't even know why people like this. It's not very good. And then I played Halo 2, and I played Halo 3. Didn't really genuinely like any of them. I was just kind of like, meh about all.
I couldn't finish 3. I just kind of got bored with it. But I did like Reach though. I did enjoy the single player of Reach.
3 had a terrible 3. I've always bitched about Halo because they build up they talk so highly of their fiction, and their fiction, the only fiction that matters at this point really is the fiction they've expanded upon in the novels, and then what they're starting to finally touch on in Reach and ODST and now 4. Halo 1, 2, and 3, all that people talk about is Matt how great of a character is, when in fact I don't think he's a very good character at all. And that world that he was in Halo 1, 2, and 3 was not very the fiction may be there to support it, but the way they presented the fiction in the games was terrible.
Well, I think whenever you go to someone and say, well, what's all this lore? I don't understand it. It's not explained very well. If they go, well, you have to read the books, I think that's a lazy fucking cop-out. When you tell me to read the books, it just means you did a really shitty job at storytelling in your game.
Yeah, they never said you need to read the books. For them, it's all someone even asked them this at the panel, and their response was, if you did take the time to read the books, there's a whole bunch of extra stuff that you can pick up on, but it's not required. Like you can. The thing is, without that extra fiction in the novels, the universe isn't super fleshed out.
Yeah.
When you read the novels, it's like, holy shit, there's a lot of stuff in this universe. This universe is actually pretty cool.
Right.
But it's just like in Halo 1, 2, and 3, they never really did much with it at all. And then Halo 3 ended, and it was supposed to be this like epic conclusion to a trilogy, and it petered out and it fizzled out in one of the most unremarkable ways I can possibly imagine. And now, and then I played ODST, and I fucking loved it. Like, one of my favorite games of that year. It was awesome. But because of the very different way they approached the story, and it wasn't all about Master Chief, there were actually interesting characters outside of Master Chief in that universe, and you could tell there's other things happening besides what's going on in the original trilogy. And then Reach was another great expansion on the same the ways that they told their story in ODST, and they've been getting better and better since 3.
One thing I like about Reach a lot is the open battles, how they have these really big areas to fight in.
Yeah.
And it's something that, like, Halo Reach got their single player right where Battlefield 3 didn't get their single player right. You know what I mean? Like, Battlefield 3 single player should have been more like Halo Reach in the term of those big open environments. That's one thing I really enjoyed.
I enjoyed the Battlefield 3 single player more than Halo 1, 2, and 3 combined.
Yeah, maybe that's so.
And Battlefield 3 is not a fantastic single player.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible.
I would go as far as terrible, but that's just me. But Halo 4, I'm excited about. Probably more than I'm more excited about Halo 4 because of the fact that it's not Bungie. Like, that to me is actually exciting. It's intriguing. I think it has the most potential to be different, but I know that because they have a huge legacy to live up to, they won't stray too far from the formula that Bungie established.
I mean, that can go either way.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think they're going to be roped into sticking fairly close to like Bungie's formula, but they're going to because it's a different studio, they're going to have a different way of doing things, and I think that'll shine through in the game, and you'll start just notice little differences here and there. But after having played 2 multiplayer matches in 2 different game modes, I can purely commenting on the look of the game and the feel of the combat and the movement is fantastic.
I heard they did a lot of work with sound. Like, the sound is much better.
It's polished as balls, man. That thing fucking looks great. It runs great. It looks better than any Halo that precedes it. At least from the matches that we played. And the demo they showed at E3, the single player demo, was actually really good, if not a little scripted. But I don't know. The 2 matches we played were a lot of fun. We only got to play for about probably a total of 20-25 minutes. And one of them was basically just a free-for-all deathmatch. It was a red versus blue deathmatch, so a team deathmatch. And then the other other game we played was called Regicide, I believe, which is like
with Regis Philbin, where you have to like hunt down Regis Philbin and Kathy Lee Gifford.
I thought you were going to stop talking shit about Halo.
That would make Halo awesome. That's what they need. Regis
that would
Philbin.
Be great.
Halo. We're gonna play some Halo.
It was actually a pretty cool mode. Like, from what I could gather about the mode, I don't remember the specifics of it, but it's not just like typical King of the Hill. There's a king that one player is a king when they start the map out, and you apparently the idea is to focus your attention on the king and rack up the most amount of points you can. And obviously,
so basically, they didn't want to offend people by going with smear the queer.
Yes, exactly.
What is that?
Yeah. What, you smear the queer? You never heard that game?
No. What is that?
What?
One's like the best at this game.
You never played this as a kid?
No.
Really?
No.
So usually it's a kid has you get a ball, and there's one ball, and you have to a kid has it, and you throw it to them, or someone takes it, and then everybody else is against that one person. They have to go beat the shit out of that person and take the ball from them, and then whoever gets the ball is now the queer, and then everybody has to go and chase after them and then beat the shit out of them and get the ball from them.
That's horribly
that's the entire game.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is essentially Regicide.
It's also called last piece of meat in the world.
Wow. That's horribly misogynistic games in every single way.
So,
I used to play this in like grade school. It was horrible.
No wonder our world is fucked up.
No kidding.
Jeez. We used to just get beat up in the park by black kids.
so yeah, essentially Regicide is Halo 4 Smear the Queer.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can kill other people in the match, obviously, but like the most amount of points you're going to get is for taking down the king. So there's a little icon that kind of shows you where in the map the king is. So obviously there's a pretty hectic race towards the king at any given point, which is kind of cool because when there's like 4 different people in a room together, but they're all trying to kill one person, it eventually gets to a point where it's like, fuck, I got to take these other 2 dudes before I can even focus on the king because they're getting in my way. And I don't know, it creates some interesting scenarios, and the maps are really well done. They're really well designed. They're interesting. They have all sorts of like, they're multi-tiered, and you can fly around. There's vehicles obviously in the maps too, and they have those little things, the gravity things that shoot you off across the map. I don't know. It was very Halo-y, but very polished Halo. And I don't know. I think a lot of the people that are the naysayers who are complaining and bitching because it's not Bungie, I don't think they have anything to worry about, honestly. But they're going to anyways because they're fanboys. But whatever.
So I heard people were complaining about fall damage in Halo 4. Was there not fall damage in the Halos?
I don't remember any.
The thing is, with Master Chief, you could fall a pretty great distance without hurting yourself.
Yeah, maybe people in chat could.
The thing is, Halo
know.
Reach, there was fall damage because you were not playing as Master Chief.
You were not
playing as a regular Spartan soldier.
So I'm not sure what people are talking about, unless I'm just not listening.
I mean, I don't think Master Chief was impervious to fall damage. I mean, if you fell far enough, he'd take damage or even die. I don't know.
People were saying Halo 1 had fall damage. Halo 2 and 3 didn't have fall damage.
At all?
That's what Shadow Psycho has said. So,
I don't remember any fall damage because I've been playing Halo 2 recently.
It's his fault.
I haven't had any fall damage.
Shadow Psycho's fault. All of his fault. Go for it.
I'm getting excited about Halo 4. I kind of want to play the Halo Anniversary Edition.
I kind of want to as well because I kind of feel like I want to go back and replay some of those older titles.
Because I mean, I have bad. Like, I don't remember liking Halo 1, 2, or 3 very much, but I don't know. That was a long time ago, and this is a very polished version of it. So maybe I'd like it more if I play it again.
Sometimes
2 is all right. I've been playing 2. It's for a shooter. It is fine.
See, I liked 2 more than 1 and 3, but still not very much.
Well, no, one is pretty much same quarter after the same quarter after same quarter. 2 mixes it up a lot.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of variety in what you do and what characters you play. You don't even just play Master Chief in 2. You actually play one of the Covenant in 2.
Yeah. I forgot about that. And there's also that big scene with the what do you call the giant walker-looking thing?
Yeah, on Earth, the big like.
Yeah, Halo fans are freaking out, screaming at their iPods. What the fuck? It's called a Scarab.
Thing.
Scarab. Yeah,
Scarab.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
That was a pretty cool sequence. But outside of that, it was pretty unremarkable from what I can remember. But I don't know. I'm gonna play Anniversary Edition at some point, and I don't know. Halo 4 looks really good in my opinion.
You know what I want? It would really get me into the Halo series and get me into like Master Chief as a character. And this would never happen because, of course it would go against the books and the canon. But at the end of Halo 4, Master Chief takes off his helmet and they pull a Metroid.
Oh, it's a woman?
And it's a woman. Like I would love that. That would make me a believer in the Halo series. But if they're going by book canon and stuff.
They already have the female lead, and that's Cortana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think they would do that.
But
that would be
she's AI. She's playing the role that like women always play in video games. If they're not a sex symbol, they're AI or something like that.
That would be really ballsy, and it would be kind of cool. But they would also immediately be panned for imitating Metroid.
Gerp just said Master Chief should pull off his helmet and show another helmet.
That'd be awesome.
That's fantastic. But I would love that. I mean, they would totally be accused of pulling off a Metroid. But I think
it would be panned.
I'd still love it. Or he takes off his helmet and it's Bayonetta.
That also would not happen.
Probably not. So Is there any like in terms of big changes from the new Halo? Is it just this more of the same and really polished?
They showed us some new weaponry, which is actually pretty cool. I remember like one of the reasons I didn't like the original Halo games was because I never thought any of the weapons felt particularly great, and they weren't very interesting, and they didn't have that really strong feedback. But I got to play with a few of the new weapons. One of which is a like a gun that fires a mine that sticks to people, and then you can pull the trigger whenever you want. Which is kind of cool. You can pull out some interesting scenarios there when you and you can actually like torment people, like stick it to them, and then they can't get away from it, so you can kind of torment them with it, which is awesome. But I play with a few of the what's the species of the new species of aliens in this game?
Oh, the ones that flicker around and whatnot. We saw it at the one we saw at E3.
Yeah, so know the weapons that when you pick them up, they kind of form in your hand.
Yeah, yeah.
I got to play with one of those, and like it felt really awesome, and I felt like super overpowered at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Like I came around a corner and a dude was like running at my face, and I just fired off this weapon. I didn't even know what the fuck it did, and the guy just fucking exploded. Fucking disintegrated. I was like, what the? I was like, that was awesome.
It's the explodometer.
Yeah, but so they had these like really cool disintegration effects on some of the weapons, and
yeah,
I don't know the weapons, and even like the regular battle rifle and the pistol, and a few of the other weapons that are returning weapons feel better than they ever have before. Like they feel really solid, even if they're just slightly improved versions of the ones from the previous games. So that was cool. And trying to think of what else.
What's the release date on this? Like, when is this coming out?
I think November 6th.
Oh, so this is like going to be like closing out this generation, pretty much.
It's coming, yeah. Here's the weird thing. Like, if this is supposed to be the first in a new trilogy, does that mean the first one's going to be on Xbox 360 and the next two are going to be on a next generation console?
The Xbox Infinity?
That's kind of weird.
That is kind of weird, but I think they want to get this motherfucker out. Like, you're not looking at another generation, probably the announcement coming up next year, but, release probably holiday 2013. That's still way off.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, it's kind of weird, like, if they made the first game for new trilogy, an exclusive like console launch title, they would not have to worry about selling new Xboxes.
Oh yeah, it would sell.
So
they have to have at least one, if not multiples of those.
Yeah, Halo is still their trump card.
Well, the problem is Xbox does not have a lot of exclusives. What do they have? They have Halo and Gears.
Gears and Fable.
Yeah, really. Are we still counting Fable? For God's sakes. And their Kinect titles.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which was really funny during E3, during the Microsoft press conference, when we're going to show off 10 exclusive games coming to Xbox. And it's like, okay, cool, exclusives, and every single one was a fucking Kinect title.
Yeah,
every single one. And they closed out. I think they opened up. Yeah.
What I want to see for the next generation of Xbox is Rise of Nightmares 2. No, I don't.
Well, they're putting it out, but it's called Resident Evil 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
Bob, have you played the demo, Resident Evil 6 demo?
No, I've been afraid to.
I haven't either yet. I have it, and because of the Dragon's Dogma thing, and I have not gotten into it.
But didn't you play it at E3?
No, I didn't.
Oh. Okay.
You were having such a hard time getting appointments and stuff in Capcom. I decided to just go and do other things.
Yeah, but if you walked over to the Microsoft booth, they just had it. I just had to wait in line for about 30 minutes to play it.
Oh, really? I totally missed it then.
Yeah. But I mean, it was 3 demos. It was the Leon, Chris, and the other one was Jake, the Wesker's son character. Right. But I'm pretty sure the demo for Dragon's Dogma is just the Leon one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And Resident Evil 6 will have regenerating health. You hear about this?
What?
Why? What about the whole herb system that they've had for 5 fucking games?
Maybe someone in chat can confirm, but didn't it come out this week that Resident Evil 6 will have regenerating health?
I did notice a lack of spritzing.
There's a lack of spritzing? I like spritzing. I do like the spritzing.
Oh.
So maybe Chris Davis, who's in chat as Slacker Chan, can confirm or deny that, but I thought I heard that this week.
It seems kind of weird though, like because they've had that system for 5.
Okay, RE60 regen.
You were Gen 1 square. Okay.
Gen 1 square. So not total.
That makes a little more sense. All right.
So it'll regenerate 1 square, but then you have to use an herb to fill you back up.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, I mean to ask you, why is there a bumblebee behind you?
The what? Oh.
Not the
yeah.
bees! Not the bees!
It looks like it's sitting on your shoulder, but
Yeah, no, those are it's Tara's been doing these illustrations like she does these kind of like botanical illustrations where they have like naturalists will go out and sketch insects or plants or animals, and then they write notes on them, and they have these kind of really nice, nicely done illustrations. And then she's been putting like framing them and making them look cool. So that's that
draws
beat.
bees.
Yeah, that is one of the illustrations she's been doing.
Okay, I was just wondering. It's been bothering me the entire show. It's like there's a very nicely drawn.
I'm surprised you could tell what it was.
There's a very nicely drawn bee behind you.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. You actually nobody in chat can tell what it is, but
It's very small.
yeah, in Google Hangout you can actually see what it is.
See it in Google Hangout, yeah. So anyway, you guys also for people listening at home, we have videos of the Halo 4 press conference and also the keynote address from RTX, and it's on our YouTube right now if anybody wants to see those and you haven't.
Yeah, I think Davis is posted on the site soon.
Yeah, it's definitely on YouTube.
It's just a matter of embedding them in the site.
That's easy.
Yeah, it's already on YouTube.
I feel like I'm talking indirectly to Chris.
He is in chat right now. So.
Shit. Anything else from RTX? I mean, it's kind of a small little thing. I mean, it's just
played Halo and then we left.
And you left. I mean, I knew it was going to be kind of small. I mean, Rooster Teeth is big, but they're not that big. They can't do 3 convention or something like that.
It's pretty small.
But it's pretty cool. Did you talk to the Rooster Teeth guys at all?
No, didn't see him anywhere
at all. Well, why should they be there?
Then again, I think Chris saw them because he went to the keynote. He got there when it opened. Me and Brad didn't get there until like 11, something like that. But I don't know. It was kind of. I saw more people involved with 343 than I did Rooster Teeth.
Right.
Yeah, imagine they're super hella busy because they're running an entire convention now.
Yeah.
So it's
what convention is that?
RTX.
Oh.
What are you talking about? I
think you're talking about 343 running a convention.
No. Rooster Teeth.
Halo convention or something.
Small. It was weird because it was like on a super small scale, from like going from something like PAX or E3, and I'm used to like walking outside of like PAX Schling, and it's like there's people everywhere. It's like thousands of people, and I walked outside. You just walk out the convention. There's like 10 people hanging out outside.
Oh, was it? So it wasn't that packed, huh?
I mean, for them it was a big deal. They last year they had about 600 people. This year they had 4,000.
Oh, wow, okay,
yeah.
That's
so yeah,
it
was
pretty good growth.
Pretty big jump for them.
We have conventions and 8 people show up.
Wait, what?
We have conventions and 8 people show up.
I wouldn't call those conventions.
I know, meetups. I'm joking.
We had a lot of people show up to the PAX East one.
We did. We actually, and also at LA, we had a good crowd at LA.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We actually had a really good crowd for our PAX Prime panel that we did. I think we had about 40 or 50 people show up for that, if I recall.
So did a panel at Prime?
We did.
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
2010.
Oh yeah, I remember. No, you were supposed to do it with Gus from Rooster Teeth, weren't you?
Yeah, and
supposed to do it with him, and he didn't show up.
No, I ended up doing it with guys from Destructoid.
Yeah. Jim Sterling and Nero
on and talked with us for a while. It was pretty cool. But what I want to do another panel sometime, and I want it to be more of just like an interact with the crowd kind of thing. Just take viewer questions the entire time. That would be kind of cool.
I think that'd be good.
Because that was actually one of the most fun parts of the panel was like having people line up to ask questions. But we had spent so much time talking that we only had about 10 minutes, and we didn't get to answer very many questions. So
right.
But, we got recognized twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. Which is funny because every time we're like, hey, anyone in the Austin area, maybe we can do a meetup in Austin. No one's like, hey, I live in Austin. But when we go to fucking like Seattle, they're like, oh yeah, like 100 people live in Seattle. Let's meet up.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Internet people are slackers too. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, that they are.
Yeah.
There
was actually a couple of people that commented on our YouTube videos that were like, oh, I didn't even see 4PP there.
Oh.
I was like, well,
You were there.
they were there. How could you miss Brad? Just look up. Look for the
Exactly.
look for the flannel, the tall tower of flannel.
Tall tower flannel.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
man.
like if Bigfoot made it with a mountain man.
Somebody, I don't like some other press outlet was like pulling people off of the Halo. Like as soon as they were walking out of the Halo demo, like pulling people aside and saying, "Hey, we just played Halo 4. What did you think?" And asking them questions. And we're like about to leave, like because Brad actually had to go to work and I had to like drive him home. So we duck underneath the ropes from the Halo thing and we're walking away. And this lady just grabs Brad. And she's like, "So, you just played Halo 4. What did you think?" And I was like, "Oh, God. Why did you ask Brad?"
Like, Brad's going to be late for work.
Of all the people in the world, you found the one person who probably doesn't give a shit about Halo. Like, regardless. And Brad smiled and looked around and was like, I don't know. It was pretty Halo-y. was his answer. I was like, "Oh God, let's just get out of here." Pretty funny.
That is funny. Cool.
I saw someone interviewing Pedo Bear.
Oh no! So they had somebody dressed up like the pedo bear.
No, it was actually Pedo Bear.
Who's that? What do you mean?
Oh, I'm kidding. Yes, of course.
Oh, okay.
Bear.
I thought maybe there was a character, some big fat guy.
There's a cool bear there who liked small children.
Because let me tell you why. Because like over the past month, like we've been putting up videos. Some of them are horror videos, some of the other videos, and we've had some other YouTubers, I guess, put our videos and bet our videos on their sites. So we've been getting traffic from different places recently, and like every other week, like people are coming in going, "I'm here for whatever," and it's somebody who I've never heard of in my life. You know what I mean? Like it's these other YouTubers who are like I've never heard of in my life. And I'm sure they're great people, but I'm like, there's all these people out there doing this gaming thing, and I don't know who they are. Everyone's like, "You haven't heard of this person? Where have you been?" I'm like, I'm trying to fucking work on a website.
Welcome to the internet.
One is Pedo Bear.
I don't have time. I don't have time to go through YouTube and find everyone else who's doing what we've been doing for 5 years. It's like I'm trying to make what we do work.
I can just have Carlos dress up as a Pedo Bear and call him Pedro Bear.
Oh.
Oh.
He's got like a big sombrero.
Exactly.
I like that.
So we should probably move on from Halo.
Yeah, let's move on.
Probably.
So, Bob. Bob, you go. What are you playing?
I'm trying to eat my Twinkie. Goddammit. Yeah. I've been playing games.
Tell us about these games.
Well, this last week I played Silent Hill 2 for Horror Week.
Time.
Mm-hmm. Oh
yeah, I never have played it past the first 10 minutes before.
Mm-hmm.
So how much did you end up playing?
Like 3 or 4 hours.
Okay. Did you get through the apartments?
I think I'm at the where did I leave off?
Did you get to the rape
scene? Yes. I'm running currently. I'm in the hospital. I just got to the hospital. Yeah.
And what do you think?
It is pretty fucking creepy. Like I remember playing the original Silent Hill back when it came out, and I think I got to the first boss once, and then I had to put the game down because it just was a couple of reasons. One, it was too creepy. Like the environment and the atmosphere is just really just creepy.
It's also
that
game
type of game
that's creepy because there are so many things in the environment that just don't make any sense, and you're just kind of like, what? Why is there a key in this coffee? What's going?
Why do I need these coins to open this box? What? Why is there a coin in the garbage? Who the fuck put this thing there?
None of it makes sense, and that makes it creepier.
Yeah, that was actually the second reason why I didn't end up finishing Silent Hill 1 is because it was too fucking obscure.
Yeah, you can't really think logically because.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's like I need to put the box of juice into the garbage to get a coin.
Duh.
Wait, what?
Duh.
And you easily lose sight of your end goal. Like I think the only time I needed help from chat was when I was like, okay, I need to find this last coin. I don't really know where it is. I know I kind of suspect I need to do something with this garbage thing, and I have this box of juice. I don't know if I need the box of juice for something later, or if I can use it for this, or what. But they basically just confirmed that suspicion. And like that was the only thing I really needed help with Silent Hill 2. but it is obscure as fuck.
Okay.
I'm only playing on the puzzle level normal, so it's not like the master one or anything like that. So
Yeah.
it's still, but still, even then, it's some of the shit you do is just there's no fucking rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's pretty creepy. I mean, I don't easily get scared by these games. The things that scare me the most are ghosts. But funnily, it like Fatal Frame doesn't scare me because they're
Don't
mostly.
play Silent Hill 4 then,
Oh really?
because you actually get like pursued by ghosts that can't
That
be killed.
that might that might scare me. Yeah.
You
Ghosts
can't kill
ghosts,
them.
ghosts are yeah.
You can stop them from pursuing you because you have like one sword. You have this like item that's a sword. You can only use I think once, but you can choose to impede a ghost's progress by stabbing them with this sword, and they will like stick to the environment, like they'll stick to a wall or stick to the ground, and they can't chase you anymore.
Ah.
But there's other ghosts, so you have to pick and choose when you use.
Which one you wanna?
Yeah, so it's creepy. But like there's a moment later in Silent Hill 2 when you go to like this underground like prison, I think, near the lake, and you go down into this like corridor of like jail cells on the other side. And I remember I took one step into this hallway, and there was like one of the jail cells was open. You could see the doors open, but it was so dark in there I couldn't see what was inside of it. And before I could even get to it, I just heard this like heavy breathing, and it's like, it's like, fuck no, fuck this, fuck it, fuck it.
That's the kind of stuff that creeps me out, like the really kind of atmospheric, like
coming from inside the jail cell, and I couldn't get myself to peek around the corner and look inside of it. I finally did it. Nothing there.
yeah,
Nothing there. I was like, what the fuck?
like really, like that's the kind of stuff that really kind of gets to me, like having the like not necessarily things jumping out doesn't scare me, like because usually that gives you the ability to deal with the whatever threat there is, because it's always like, oh, an enemy comes out, I'll just smash it with my pipe a couple of times and kill it,
Yeah.
and then curb stomp it. But like if it's more of the environment and it's more unpredictable as to what's going on, if you're hearing shit or for some reason the environment's changing in ways that you can't predict.
Or if something moves, or if like they intentionally try and draw your eye to something that moves in the background, but you don't know what it is. That shit freaks me.
Yeah. Like some of the stuff in Fear got me to jump pretty good, because it was a lot of it was like the guy whispers in your ear and you just kind of like, oh shit, and you look to your left and you see him like right fucking there, and you're just like, oh fuck. You leap about a foot and unload an entire round into him. It's
Did you play Slender at all?
No, I saw you guys play it. It looked boring as fuck to me.
Oh, dude, like
it looked stupid to me. I don't know if it's just me watching it, but it does not scare me at all. I find it just ridiculous.
See, my problem with that is I've already seen too much of it.
Yeah, I think that's maybe it.
Yeah. If it was my first time, it might get me, but now I've seen it.
No, I just think it's just dumb.
The thing is,
like,
the Slender Man, like the mythological creature called the Slender Man, actually exists outside of this game.
Let's do one thing. It's not a mythological creature.
No,
it's from like 4chan. It's like from like 4chan or something. This is not like a mythological creature.
Oh,
it's just like from like 4chan.
I didn't know where it originated from, but I mean, it's outside of the confines of this one game.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is made up via the internet.
And this creature that was invented on the internet, whatever, freaks the shit out of me. It creeps the fuck out of me. So playing this game for me was like one of the most like nerve-wracking experiences. Even though when I finally saw the Slender Man in the game, he looks fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, he looks like
the model was so stupid.
Like it looks like a stuffed mannequin.
It was
exactly. Like bad Halloween. Like
when you effectively pull off the Slender Man creature, it's terrifying. But he looks like a fucking like blow up doll.
He does. Really? They should make Slenderman blow up dolls.
He looks like a balloon.
You know what would be more scary in that game?
Huh?
Goatse.
Regis?
Goatse Man.
Oh no.
Yeah, and you can't run away because he's shooting things at you from his ass.
Oh.
Like those creatures in Half-Life that shoot the green goo at you. He's like that.
But he shoots glass.
Oh no, things from his ass. But I don't know. Maybe glass.
Like
Maybe
what?
he eats glass. He's like, and she's eating. He's like, so he's bent over, and his head is buried in a trough of broken glass, and he's shooting it out of his ass at the same time.
I was just thinking of glass ass, but sure, we can have him eating glass.
I like him eating glass.
Bob just
Okay.
combined two horrible internet memes into one.
Yeah, two horrible internet shock sites.
Yeah. Or Tub Girl.
You-
You can do Tub Girl.
Oh God, did I ever tell you?
she's just floating there, squirting at you
Yes. She's like a ghost. Tub
in a
Girl-
tub. Like she's actually in a floating bathtub.
Floating bathtub, and she's squirting at you.
Did I ever tell you the story about the prank that was played on me involving Tub Girl?
No.
No.
Should I tell it?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course. If it involves Tub Girl, please.
It's cocktail time.
This is the best prank that's ever been played on me in my life, and it was my roommate in college, a good friend of mine. But man, he got me good, so good. So
Everyone take notes. Everyone take notes.
So I lived in an apartment with three other guys, and we all had our own separate bedroom.
Mhm.
And they all had locks on the doors, right? So, and I'm the kind of person, like, when I leave, I lock my door. And one day, I have to go to work. So I lock my door, and I leave. And I come back, like, 10 hours later, and my roommate is standing outside of my bedroom door, and he's like, come on, open your door, open your door, open your door. And I was like, why the fuck do you want me to open my door? So I unlock my door, and I open the door. Every piece of furniture in my room had been moved around. All of my posters were upside down. You couldn't even get to my bathroom because there was like a dresser in front of it or whatever. And there were pictures of Tub Girl everywhere. Probably 50 to 60 pictures of Tub Girl just fucking everywhere, like hanging on the wall. And I was like, I was so mad, first of all. Like, how the fuck do you even do this? My door was locked when I came home. You don't have a key. How did you lock my door back? And it turns out that he had actually, when I left for work, I didn't realize it, but he was in my room, and I locked it. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go to work, and I locked my door, and I locked him in my room, and he was like, oh, this is gonna be good. I'm gonna get him now. So
why was he in your room?
Because I didn't realize. I just didn't realize he was like hanging out in my room, like like laying on my bed or something. And I
Well,
wait. Why was
You
he
have
laying?
passionate gay sex,
Yeah.
and then you realize you're late for work. You just run off. You don't even think about.
He's laying there in your bed, and
I
Yeah.
was working on something on my computer. I wasn't even paying attention. I was just like, I gotta get out of here. So
He just wanted to cuddle. You were working on your computer,
I
and
know.
he's just sitting there waiting for the post-coital cuddle.
he really did like to cuddle. It was creepy. It was creepy. No, like literally, I was finding pictures of Tub Girl for months. The day that I moved out of my apartment, like my parents actually came to help me like pack up all my shit, and my mom took down one of my posters, and there was a Tub Girl hanging behind the poster. I was like, "What the fuck?" I had to like snatch that off the wall before she saw it. The day after it happened, I was getting out of the shower, and I opened the shower curtain, I pull the towel off the towel rack, Tub Girl. Fucking months. They're everywhere.
Oh my god, that reminds me of a story as well. So way back, in my younger years,
On a Wednesday.
on a Wednesday. No, I used to go to Long Beach Island all the time. I had really good friends down there, and there was this punker squatter house I used to hang out in. Really good friends of mine, a bunch of like punker guys and stuff. We used to do grappling and stuff. We actually threw away all of our furniture, all of the furniture in the living room, and put mats down and made the living room of the house into like one big like grappling training area. You know, so you had all these like punks and metalheads like who were just doing grappling all the time, because that was when UFC was just starting to get going. But one of our hobbies, one of the things we like to do besides grappling and beating each other up, was we would take Highlights magazine. You know what Highlights magazine, the little kids magazine?
Yeah.
And then we would get porno magazines, and we would just sit around and we would cut out pictures from the porno magazines and glue them into the Highlights magazines, making these sort of like really awful pornographic pictures out of these pictures that were in Highlights magazine. So like little girl eating an icing cone would be little girl with cock and things like that. And Goofus and Gallon always, it ended up with them having gay sex or something like that. Goofus cleans up after his master comes. Gallant. But we had like a lot of these. We had a lot of these Highlights magazines that were just filled, and they looked fine on the outside, but once you started browsing through them, it was all horrible pornography, wonderful pornography, but you catch my drift. So after
I do.
after a while, the punkers and we all got kicked out of the house because we were making a wreck of it. It was really a bad area too. I mean, there was next door neighbors who used to fight and scream, and we used to like stand there drinking and putting with glasses against the wall, listening to them. And like at one point, like they would be screaming at each other, and the husband one time like pulled over the refrigerator. We weren't there. We were listening to this on the other side of the wall. I'm going to digress for a moment. We called them Aphis and Holly was our name for them, you know. And my friend, one of my best friends growing up, this guy Jamie, he used to instigate them. So he would see the woman outside, and he'd be talking to her. He goes, yeah, I hear you fighting. You guys, you can't put up with that. You got to stand up for yourself and stand up to him. He shouldn't be able to treat you like that. You need to you should be a strong woman and stand up to him. And she's like, yeah, you're right. And then like a day later, he would see the guy, and he'd be like, you got to take control of your woman. You have to really put your foot down and just get them all riled.
He's a horrible, horrible person.
Get them all riled up. We once were going to call the police because it got really bad, and we felt bad.
As in, we heard a gunshot go off. And then...
no. But anyway. Back to my original story. So we had all these highlights magazines that were putting like all these pornographic pictures and stuff, and we were getting kicked out of this house, and we had to figure out what we were going to do with all this stuff. And a friend of mine came up with a brilliant idea. So we each took about 2 or 3 of these highlights magazines, and we fanned out. And we hit as many doctors' offices as we possibly could, and slipped the highlights magazines into the other magazines, into the doctors' offices, to be found later.
That's brilliant. But you also you'll never see the fruits of your labor. You'll never see how that actually what happened after you did that.
Yeah, that's true. But sometimes you need to sow the seeds and walk away.
Christ, that is the worst thing I've ever heard.
You're a terrible person.
That's so. Liz actually, she says Joseph is true chaotic neutral, and that is true. I've described myself as chaotic neutral on many occasions.
By the way, to try and regress or go back to video games. Speaking of Silent Hill, I played a game this week that made Silent Hill combat look like fucking Bayonetta.
Oh, really?
Oh, God.
Rule of Rose.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard of this.
That has combat?
The worst combat I have ever experienced.
I was watching a little bit of it, but it just looked like a bunch of cutscenes.
So your character is this girl who gets stranded at an orphanage in the middle of nowhere, and she's tormented by these young kids, I guess, who have this cult or something, and I don't really know where it's going, but she'll find a fork or a knife to use as a weapon, and she will never fully extend her arm to stab something. She will just she'll keep it close to her chest like a T-Rex.
So she doesn't commit to the stab. That's what you're saying.
Poke at something from what I'm saying is she doesn't have the wingspan that she should.
Right.
And especially, and not to mention, you're fighting these little tiny demon children that come out of nowhere.
Oh God.
They're waist high, and you have a knife. So not only that, but you're she's bending down, and they have to be right fucking in front of her, or she can't hit him. It was awful.
Is this a PS2 game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I will say, thematically and tonally, the game is actually really unique.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's dealing with children as the villains of the game.
I can
Lord of the Flies kind of, right?
I can relate to that.
Really creepy. And I didn't expect the first 2 chapters of the game to take place on an airship on the back of a flying whale.
I saw that. That was awesome.
But it does. I'm on a whale. That was my
That's pretty
that was my slogan while I was playing that game. And I'm pretty sure they're going in the direction of, hey, this is actually not real. It's just the kid's imagination, and you're just it's coming to fruition or whatever. I don't know. But,
so, it all starts with a kid asking you to read a storybook that he gives you on a bus, and then he gets off of the bus and runs away, and you follow him, right?
And then that leads to the orphanage.
And that leads to the orphanage
Where
and
you
then
see
kind of
this
this
kid-
whole hallucination.
These creepy kids with like paper bags over their faces beating a dog that's in a bag. Like
Oh.
it's fucking. It's
That's all kinds
Very,
of fucked
it's
up.
very,
It's
it's very.
fuck- You eventually find the dog, and you. That's one of the cool mechanics in the game. You find this dog that befriends you, and you can actually take items in the environment and have him sniff the item, and then tell him to go find it, and then you can like follow him to things in the environment, like to solve puzzles and stuff, which is kind of cool. It works pretty well. Just the combat is fucking awful.
Right.
But I mean, like, it's fucked up when you find this dog later after these kids have like beaten it. It's like they've tied it up and suspended it from the ceiling with all of its legs like tied together and like blindfolded it, and it's hanging upside down. And you free it from that. Like I was like, well, this is fucked up shit. And I can already tell there's gonna be some like weird sexual undertones in this game having to do with kids. I don't know. It's weird.
I want to play this now.
But I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued enough to be like, okay, I will suffer through this combat. Like, I got to a combat scenario, right? Really creepy fucking cutscene. Like, really creepy cutscene. This creepy old lady who's like a maid is cleaning this room, and then all of a sudden she gets like dragged up the stairs and into this room by these creepy demon children, and then just like this like it's cutting back and forth between you walking up the stairs and then cuts back to her being like beaten by these kids, these really creepy looking demons. And then you go upstairs and the door kind of opens and you see the demons kind of peek out and they're fucking terrifying and it's all CG. And then it goes back to the actual game and it's the most unfrightening thing I've ever seen. Like the monsters in the actual game aren't scary. But in the CG cutscenes, they're terrifying.
See, I want to play this because you may or may not know this about me, but I despise children. So I think this could be
the perfect fit.
Yeah, this could be a game that I really can connect with.
Yeah.
Well, if you like beating children,
yeah, I think I would like that.
This is the game for you.
Yeah, I think that this would be a good one for me.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like for these themed weeks, I've started playing games that I really want to finish.
Yeah.
Like I actually want to finish Silent Hill 2, and Rule of Rose actually sounds kind of interesting. It's like one of these games I actually want to pick up and start playing because I've never fucking heard of this game
That's
before
a
now.
game you can't just go pick up though. Like I had to do it. Like
I'll get it somehow.
did a search. There wasn't a single copy of that game within 100 miles.
eBay it.
You can probably eBay it, but it's probably gonna be expensive. Like Game Over, which is a retro gaming store down here, was selling it for $60.
Wait, what is this?
What?
$60 for Rule of Rose.
Oh, Rule of
The thing
Rose.
is, you can find a copy at
Nice.
GameStop. If you can find a GameStop that has it, it's $20.
Right.
Let me see if I can actually find it.
I bet you can get one of your GameStop to like get it in, like order it for you.
I don't know. A lot of the GameStops have stopped stocking PS2 games.
Yeah.
Almost every single one I've
Well,
been to, they don't have them anymore.
There's one near me that does actually. They still have GameCube games still near me.
I might. There's quite a few downtown San Francisco that have a couple.
Most GameStops have stopped at this point.
Yeah.
I would say look at eBay or something because sometimes at eBay people don't know what they have. So I mean I just ordered a copy
true.
of Kingsfield for the PS1 through eBay.
Oh fuck! They have a Rule of Rose on GameStop, not available. $20.
Not available.
But it's not available.
That's right.
Not available. But Bob,
Son of a bitch.
finish Silent Hill 2.
I want to. It's a lot of fun. It's a crazy, creepy fucking game,
Yeah.
and it's
Amazing story.
I want to pick up the other ones too. I have the original Silent Hill for the PS1 as well. I actually have a PS1, which I think. Let's see. I'm supposed to play Chrono Trigger. Is that the?
Retro Week.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember which one Chrono Trigger is because I know there's Chrono Cross and Chrono Trigger. Is Chrono Trigger?
SNES.
Okay, Chrono Trigger is the SNES. Okay,
Yeah.
Chrono Cross is the
PS1.
PS1 one.
Yeah. Silent Hill 2 is one of the
Okay.
best best endings, like payoff wise, ever. It's awesome. I highly recommend it.
Yeah. I've heard that Silent Hill 2 is probably the best out of the series.
Yep.
It's I'm really looking forward to finishing it. It's creepy. Like sadly the only game of the Silent Hill series that I've played to finish.
Downpour.
Downpour.
Yeah, because we did
Yeah.
audible impressions of it.
Yeah, yeah. And I liked it. I really liked it. I recognized a lot of the parts that were very Silent Hill,
Yeah.
and I liked it for that reason, for the very Silent Hill parts, because I played Silent Hill 1 and I played parts. Probably played like a third of Silent Hill 1 and maybe 10% of Silent Hill 2 before I finished Downpour.
Yeah.
And yeah, I could definitely see the inspiration for those parts. So I've got to definitely try to power through and finish Silent Hill 2 as well as pick up maybe 4. You said that has the ghosts, the room.
Very different, but it's also it's 4 is just 4 is really hard to explain. It's really 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 weird.
I really like.
Yeah,
I really like
that's
4.
the room,
But
right?
4 is great. It's
Yeah.
great. It's
Yeah.
very different design wise from any one that preceded it, and there hasn't really been one like it. In fact, I don't even think it started out as a Silent Hill game. I think it's something else, and they just slapped Silent Hill. It's kind of like how
It's kind of weird because it's very like there's all thematically it's Silent Hill characters, Silent Hill
I think
environment.
they changed it to Silent Hill pretty early in the process.
I would say they have to because they would have to rewrite the entire game.
No, like I think if I remember correctly, I think they were writing the game, and then like somewhere pretty early in the development, they were like, "This sounds a lot like it could fit in the Silent Hill universe," and they're like, "Yeah," and it would sell better. Yeah, let's do that. And they did.
Can we get the license for it?
No.
Fuck, maybe.
Okay. But it's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum from like something like Devil May Cry, which I don't know if you realize this, but Devil May Cry actually started as Resident Evil 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 was originally Devil May Cry was originally Resident Evil 4, and then they realized this doesn't look anything like Resident Evil. Let's make it something else.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They had good.
And now we have Resident Evil 6.
They're like, this has decent combat. We can't make this a Silent Hill game.
Oh, this game's way the combat's too good. We cannot put this into Resident.
Not put a Silent Hill title on this.
Exactly. So yeah.
Yeah, Devil May Cry 1 is the only Devil May Cry game I played and beat.
You should rectify that situation as well.
I have 2. I just gotta play it sometime.
I
just remember
the one you could probably skip.
Yeah, it's 2 not good.
2 is the one that's infamous for being awful. There are things about it that I liked, but it's easily the worst in the series. It's 1, 3, and 4 are the ones you should definitely play. And this,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
But at least it does not have the whole, be the one to fill your dark soul with light. Is that what it is?
That's the quote.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's pretty cheesy. What else we have to talk about? I do at some point want to mention The Walking Dead episode 2 because I played that today.
Why don't you? Let me do. Talk about. I didn't play much. I played Afraid of Monsters actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a Half-Life
or a
1
Half-Life
mod?
1 mod. Yeah, it's really it's funny. Like it really kind of holds up in a really sort of strange way. I mean, yeah, it's Half-Life. It's like Half-Life. Graphics and stuff, but it's so dark that it actually makes up for it very well. You know what I mean? So it's kind of weird. It's like you're in this hospital and there's like these zombie type things, but it's like the whole world is just weird horror, Silent Hill-y sort of. I don't really know what's going on actually. I just know I need to get out of this fucking hospital and there's weird things everywhere. But a couple of things like I said, the graphics kind of hold up because it's so dark. The big problem with this game, like the number one issue with this game, is the fucking flashlight. And the fact the flashlight runs out of energy really fast and then like recharges really, really slow. So I kept and if you don't use your flashlight, it's super dark. You literally cannot see your
Are
head
you
in front
saying
of it.
flashlight or flashlight?
Flashlight. Although a flashlight with a light in it would be awesome. Like the faster you go, the more it blinks.
You give yourself seizures.
Yeah, it was like it's the club flashlight, type of thing. But no,
Oh god.
the flashlight just takes forever to recharge. So I kept on getting in these situations where I had no charge on my flashlight, and it would recharge like a little bit, and I would turn it on. I would literally have maybe 3 to 5 seconds of light before I would have to it would shut off, and I have to sit in the dark again. for a little while waiting for it to recharge. It got to the point where I would take a break and go use the restroom so that I could just let the flashlight recharge. It was so annoying at some points. And there was one point in particular where I was lost. I didn't know where I needed to go for 20. Oh, we lost Bob. We lost Bob.
Oh God.
Oh God.
I got loud noise.
Bob, get back in. Oh God. So Bob just
What?
Bob
Why?
fell
What?
out of.
Oh God, what happened to that?
You're not in the hangout anymore.
We have.
I don't know why it dropped.
It's probably he was probably asking you if you were still there and you.
Oh Christ! I didn't.
Good
press the
job,
thing.
Bob.
Oh fuck!
Good job. Ruining
Ow,
everything.
it got really loud to me.
There
Jesus
he is.
Christ!
He's back. Turn your thing off, Bob.
Fuck! No, you get extra noise. Double noise. Okay,
There we go.
fixed it.
So anyway, I got to a point where I was lost. I had pressed a button. I had opened a door somewhere. It gave me a little cutscene of where the door opened up, but then I didn't know where the fuck that was. It was like somewhere else. So I had to look around this floor for this door with no light and only light for 5 seconds every 30 seconds, and it was really annoying and not fun to watch for everyone else. I'm sure.
I can imagine.
But that's the biggest problem. I mean, they made the batteries last longer, or made the recharge last longer, sort of like the flashlight works in Fear, right? Doesn't the Fear the flashlight will go out, but the recharge is pretty quick.
Yeah, recharge is very quick.
Yeah, I do like the idea that you want the flashlight to run out because it gives you moments of where you get into strange circumstances where you're going down this dark hallway and all of a sudden, boop, you lost flashlight. It's fuck, but it doesn't get you stuck. And
well, I like the flashlight mechanic from Metro 2033, where you have to charge it up. You have to use a little compressor thing to charge it up.
Yeah,
I fucking love Metro 2033. But still, that mechanic for the flashlight was awesome.
Yeah, that's a fantastic way to do it. This one, it recharges automatically, way too slow, and goes out drains way too fast.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it's kind of fun. One thing it gets really right is in horror games, makes them a lot of them scary, which for me actually does the good job of making me get into the moment, the atmosphere, and bringing that feeling of terror. Is those quiet moments of silence, those long moments where nothing really happens, and this game gets that really well. The pacing is kind of fantastic.
That's really required, because otherwise, if you just get scare after scare after scare, you get desensitized. So there's no.
Yeah.
You need that build up.
Yeah, it's something this game.
If you don't have the build up, it's pointless.
Yeah, it's something that this game does really well. It's something that the earlier Resident Evils have done really well.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's something that,
as well as Silent Hills. Silent Hills do really good at that, where there's just long periods of fucking nothing.
Yeah. But
pacing, my friends.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's actually one reason why I think my favorite Silent Hill that I played is number 4, The Room, because I think The Room gets that pacing done right, more than other Silent Hills do.
Yeah.
In some ways, and I like the when you're in the apartment and you're in first person. There's something about being in third person that for me kind of pulls the horror out a little bit for me.
Yeah.
But if I can go into first person, I really feel like I'm in that world, and it affects me much more. But overall, it's a fun little mod, and it's free, and it's if you want to play a quick horror game, it's pretty good. I'm further in now where now I'm getting better weapons and hitting switches and finding stuff, and it's becoming a little bit more of almost like a horror shooter. But it still does that thing where I mean, weapons are not are still fairly infrequent. Ammo is not abundant, so you can find yourself in those very tense situations. But like I said, it holds up, which is really pretty neat.
I'm gonna have to try this. I have Half-Life 1. I have the original disc for Half-Life 1 that I bought back in 1997, 8.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow!
When it came out, I have the original disc. I can actually probably go pull it out right now.
I bought it back then. I don't think I have my original disc anymore though.
I still have it. It probably still works great.
I built my first computer to play Half-Life.
Yeah, I built my first computer in 95, I think.
I built my first computer to watch porn.
Extra big hard drive.
Yeah.
And it worked. Yeah.
I remember this is sort of my initiation to the internet. My older brother, I have a twin brother, so we built our first computer. So we had one computer in our bedroom, and my older brother had been he's a little more he was I think he's maybe like 4 years older than us. So he's definitely way ahead on the adult scale. Like when we were probably maybe around 13, 14, he's already in college.
Mm-hmm.
So he was already looking up porn on the internet, and we're just like getting our computer going. And I remember him emailing me, spoofing an email saying like, "This is the internet police. We saw you downloading illegal pornography. Here's the attached image." And he attached this image of this really just fat, naked, ugly woman. But unfortunately, I was smart enough to look at the return address and realize it was him. So it didn't quite work at that
You were
time.
even smart back then, Bob. Look at that.
Way ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Way ahead.
Way
ahead of the curve.
But yeah, he did teach me how to use news groups, which was the original place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not the original place. Bulletin board systems would have been the original place, but news groups thereafter would have been how you get porn.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All that, the binary news groups.
So did news groups turn into RSS feeds now? Is that pretty much where that evolution has gone?
News groups died.
I know, but have they turned into is RSS feeds the new? Is RSS the new news?
News groups are basically forums.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, because you originally had the BBSs, which you would dial into,
Mm-hmm.
and then you had news groups, which were kind of an advanced version of BBSs, and then they turned just into forums.
Right. Oh, the early
internet.
The early internet.
It used to take me. Oh man, I remember this back in the day. It used to take 10 to 15 minutes to download one image. One image that was a fucking thumbnail size. This grainy, horrible fucking image.
Man,
and you would wait, anticipating.
You realize we are the last people that will ever know what the world was like before the internet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. I definitely. Well, technically the internet was made in 1960s, 70s.
But I mean the public.
But,
internet.
yeah, public internet,
Internet
which really took off probably in the early 90s, like late 80s.
Remember having to go to the library to do research?
Yeah.
Remember index cards? Wow.
Oh god, the Dewey Decimal System.
Remember the Dewey Decimal
Oh
System?
God!
And you'd have to go and look things
This
up.
is a nightmare for Nick.
That blew my mind. I completely forgot about the Dewey Decimal System.
Do they even teach the Dewey Decimal System
I don't think
anymore?
they teach the Dewey Decimal System.
No. Nobody knows what the Dewey
Does
Decimal
anyone in
System
chat?
is
Does anyone in chat know what the Dewey Decimal System is? Probably not.
Probably not. I would be surprised. Well, actually, I don't know. They don't really, because the thing is, like, all the libraries have a database now that you just search up. Like, I need to look this book up.
Yeah.
It's no longer I need to go into the Dewey Decimal System to go look up what this author, what the book is, what the subject is, and like, yeah.
How was that
man.
ever convenient?
Well, the Dewey Decimal System?
Yes.
It was convenient when you had thousands of books and
Yeah.
you didn't have a computer.
Yeah, basically.
All of those note cards. Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a lot of note cards.
Chris Davis just said, I remember back in my day, notebooks were filled with lined paper, not circuitry and Angry Birds.
Yes.
That is true.
Yes.
Oh, man. This
What the fuck were we
has
talking
become
about?
the old man podcast. I remember in my day.
My computer used to have a turbo button. That meant something.
Your computer had a turbo. Oh, what was that? Overclock?
Remember that?
I think
Yeah,
I remember that.
it used to change the clock speed, I think. Not by much, but it would.
Wow.
Oh, that was my old, like, oh god, was it the old 386s?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You know,
Back when I ran DOS. Ugh.
I remember like the sound that the dial-up modem would make, and that today, yeah, today you might know that as dubstep.
Yes.
Aha,
The original,
going
that's
for the
where
real obvious
dubstep
jokes there, huh, Joseph?
What's that?
Going for the real obvious joke there, huh?
Joke. I'm sure I heard that somewhere else. I think I stole
Oh, yeah,
that.
you have. Everybody's made that joke already.
Stole that from someone smarter than me. So,
Yeah, exactly.
Nick, you played. What were you going to talk about?
The Walking Dead episode.
Walking
2.
Dead episode 2. Yeah.
I haven't gotten to it yet. I loved episode 1,
Dude,
but
Walking
it's probably
Dead
because I
is-
didn't get a review code for episode 2. Oops.
Walking Dead is quickly becoming one of the most exciting experiences of the year, as far as
It's good.
it's
Really good.
It's very good. And episode 2 is way better than the first. And the first one was already really good.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy the episode 2 and play it because this is the first, I think, other than God, what else did Telltale do? They did the
The future Jurassic Park.
yep,
Sam
and Max. Yep, Sam Max. Did they wait? Who did the Penny Arcade games? Was that Telltale?
Can't remember that one.
Oh no, I can't remember anymore.
Sorry, I had to yawn. But
I probably not.
I
Probably makes
love The Walking Dead because they have nailed the atmosphere and the pacing of they've nailed the pacing better than the TV show has. Like it's so methodical and it's so somber in its tone because like just the way they kind of layer the music on top of it and make it really depressing and very
yeah.
overbearing. And their focus on the characters is also obviously way more important than just the fact that there are zombies. In fact, sometimes the fact that there are zombies or even seeing a zombie in the game is not even like the most exciting parts of the episodes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Much like the show, the best parts of that game are when there is conflict between characters and giving the player control over how those conflicts are resolved or not resolved is really cool. And it's really high pressure too. Like they give you only a few moments to make a decision, and it's a pretty crazy. Like there's a decision I had to make at the end or near the end of the second episode that involved a character that I already had a very strong opinion of at the beginning of the game, but I was not at the point yet where I was like, I had made my mind up what I wanted to do about this character or what kind of outcome I wanted this character's story to have. But like I had to make a decision on the fly, and I was like, I did it, and it ended up completely changing that character.
Hmm.
I don't want to spoil anything, but
Yeah. They do for I really have to give it to them. They make choice feel incredibly impactful.
yes,
Just it really, really impactful. You go, like there a lot of times I've heard like some of the choices in episode one. It doesn't matter which one you do,
Mhm.
but there are some choices in the game you do it and you go shit.
yeah,
Like this is going to alter the course of the game entirely.
yeah,
And they even alter the preview for the next episode based on your choices you made in the current episode.
Oh, that's cool.
And it seems like you could play through the game choosing different things, getting kind of a general same story, like
yeah.
really on general terms, but who you're with and the individual story, like the characters,
Mhm.
that changes entirely.
Yeah, I will say this: the second episode um, starts to go in a direction, and most people who are, especially people who are very familiar with like zombie lore and basically any fiction out there that's dealt with this same subject matter, will probably pick up on where it's going pretty quickly. I had already kind of predicted the outcome of that episode probably about 20 minutes in,
Mhm.
and I was right. But it didn't matter because the journey to get to that outcome was great, and like it had me guessing, it had me on the edge of my seat most of the time, and just like the decision, like there were two decisions in general in that I ended up making that I had to make very fast, and because of that, I didn't make the decision I really would have made if I had the time to sit around and think about it. But I had to live with them, and it completely changed the outcome of my story.
Mhm.
And that is awesome. Not many games do that. It's little details like limiting the amount of time you have to make a decision. Like sometimes they don't give you
That's
enough time
important.
to read all the options. They're just like you have like 10 seconds to make a decision, and you can't even read all these options in time. So you just read one, and if that sounds good to you, choose it. If not, just pick a random button because you're going to run out of time.
Mhm. What happens if you run out of time? Then there's an additional decision of you didn't do
Like
anything.
if you're in a conversation
Yeah.
and you run out of time, he just won't say anything. Like it'll be like one of the options is dot dot dot, which is like
Yeah. Inaction is a choice.
Yeah.
inaction is an actual choice, and the the character who you're interacting with will respond accordingly if you don't say anything.
Mhm.
Which may affect their opinion of you, may affect the outcome of a scenario. Um, one thing I did do this time that I didn't do the first episode is I actually turned off the indicators because the indicators will actually tell you how you're affecting people's opinions. It'll
Oh,
say,
man.
Oh, really?
it'll pop up and it'll say like this
On the
person
360 or PC?
will remember this action that you took, or this person is scared of you because of this action you took. But I turned that off because I was starting to like I was starting to question my decisions I was making to the point where I was tempted to reload, and I was like, if I just turn that off, I won't really I won't get a full sense for what's going on.
That's better.
Outside of just being able to see their actual reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because of that, it was just kind of like watching a story unfold instead of, oh fuck, I made the wrong decision. I'm gonna go back and change it and make it different because clearly it says right there that they didn't like that I did that.
So you basically removed the Paragon Renegade thing and
exactly.
Yeah, took that out of it. No, that's awesome.
So it's great. The thing is, it's 5 episodes. They're only on 2 so far, and they're $5 a piece. So $5 for this. It's like I think each episode has been about 2.5 hours.
That's a really good deal.
It's a great deal, and not to mention they announced today or yesterday that after all 5 episodes come out, they're going to release a box set on retail, which I will be buying day one.
Oh yeah,
that's cool. And they're also planning to do a second season.
Oh, nice.
That's cool. Like I don't know if y'all watched the show at all.
I haven't.
The show is fantastic, and honestly, I think the game is probably even better than the show at this point. But the show is fantastic, so I recommend it.
Awesome.
That's all I'll say. But if you haven't played the game,
I have not gotten to it yet. I'll get to it this week.
It's $20 for a season pass. That gives you all 5 episodes, or you can just pay $5 each to get all 5. So you save $5 by doing the season pass. But the thing is, a lot of people at the beginning were kind of worried about maybe committing to a season pass because what if they don't do well?
Sort of like the first episode, or
they've got momentum on this thing, and they're doing really.
Yeah, there's no question now. Like they are able to execute on this. They're going to finish it, and it's going to be, if not good, really good. It's going to be at least enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, for a game on kind of smaller in scale and like not super mechanics driven, it's impressive because like all these characters in this thing have so much personality that so many other games don't even come close to achieving. It's pretty incredible.
Mm. So does that mean you're going to jump on the Activision FPS version of the Walking Dead series?
God, fuck no.
I'm more worried because that's being developed by Terminal Reality, which doesn't have a great track record.
What else have they done?
I know they did the Ghostbusters game, which...
Yeah.
I like the Ghostbusters game.
Ghostbusters
Do not speak ill of the Ghostbusters game.
And here's the thing, I love Ghostbusters, and the game was actually pretty legit, but it wasn't anything super deep.
Now, we're not talking about Sanctum of a Slime, we're talking about...
No. We're talking about the Ghostbusters video game.
The video game.
Not terrible in any regard, in any sense of the word, but certainly not, like, The Walking Dead, when you hear that name... There's a certain level of character development that you're going to expect that I don't think Terminal Reality is probably equipped to achieve.
Right. There's a subtlety in character development to it that needs to go in.
Like, you hear first-person shooter, and my first inclination was to go, oh, great, well, that's going to dumb it down. And I hope that's not the case. I hope they can still achieve a certain level of... characterization in this game, because if they can do that and make it a first-person shooter and make it interesting, then more power to them. But there's probably a developer out there that could do it really well, but I don't think Terminal Reality is that studio.
I'll tell you, I'm just glad that someone's finally made a first-person shooter with zombies in it.
I mean, the thing is, like, going back to my point I made earlier, The Walking Dead has never been about zombies. It's not. Like, the zombies are just kind of a side. They're like a backdrop.
Well, I've said this when we talked about the first episode of Walking Dead when Chris Davis was on the show, is that this show reminds me of A Day of the Dead, which is my favorite zombie movie. And it's the Day of the Dead is the zombie movie that actually focuses on the characters and the characters' interactions with each other. And that's what makes it so good. And the zombies are there and they're tearing shit up and doing their thing, but they're kind of a side note to watching these people get through this situation.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly why the TV show is great. There have been episodes of The Walking Dead where there's like maybe one zombie, and like that's fine because it's these people's struggle to survive in this world that makes it so interesting. And the game is the second episode of The Walking Dead doesn't have that many zombies at all. But you like at some point you completely forget zombies even exist or are even an important element in this series, and there's nothing wrong with that. But by making it a first-person shooter, they're making it about the zombies and killing the zombies, and that's not the most interesting part of that series. And not to mention, you get to play as a neo-Nazi.
Where in
the two characters or the character you play as in the new first-person shooter Walking Dead are two characters. So here's the thing: Activision has from what I understand, Activision has the rights to the television show, and Telltale has the rights to the comic book. That's why they're two different versions. And this FPS is based on the TV show, and the character you play as is a great character in the show, but he's not a very especially this takes place before the first season, in which the first season he's a complete asshole. You probably wouldn't even expect to like him in the first season. So this is before that even happened. So he's already definitely an asshole. But you play alongside his brother, who is a complete neo-Nazi racist asshole fuckhead. Like, I don't know why they chose those two characters.
So in the game, your partner is a neo-Nazi.
Yes. And I mean, in a degree, to a certain degree, you are too. Like your brothers, you're kind of.
That's like
that character in the second season of the show develops into a really awesome, likable character. But before that, he's kind of a dick.
It's like the worst cop show ever.
Exactly. So you can play as Nazi.
Right.
It's great.
This neo-Nazi plays by the rules. This neo-Nazi's a loose cannon.
So Activision supports neo-Nazis.
Well, yeah.
That's a stretch.
That's a bit of a stretch, but still, yeah. Oh well. We'll see how it goes.
But The Walking Dead by Telltale's awesome. Go play it.
Yeah, I've actually been playing more DayZ. Just because it's such a compelling game.
You're addicted, my friend. You're addicted to DayZ.
Well, it's not that I always get pulled into it because it's either between Chris Davis and my twin brother. Both of them are like, dude, let's go play more DayZ. Let's go play more DayZ. Except whenever, like we covered this last week with Chris. Whenever I play with Chris, he dies.
We cover DayZ every week.
Yeah, no. Whenever I play with Chris, he dies. And last time I played with Chris, this was it must have been on like a Monday or something, right after cocktail time. I got us both killed. We went into like a high value barn, and we went up to this barn, and this survivor walks in, and I just, it took me a while to register that it was somebody we didn't know, and he just started shooting at Chris, and I filled his head with a bunch of lead. I think he force disconnected, but he ended up killing Chris. So I had to wait in the barn. I was waiting in the barn for Chris to respawn and get back and get his gear because I felt really bad because he always dies whenever I play with him. And as I'm waiting there for Chris to get there, another fucking survivor comes up, and I shoot her multiple times in the chest and face, but she shoots me like twice in the head. I fall down and I'm slowly bleeding to death. I'm unconscious, bleeding slowly, and she's bleeding too. But she sits there and she starts bandaging herself, not realizing she hasn't killed me. And I wake up, fire the rest of my clip into her head. She kills me, but she bleeds to death. So we had a murder-suicide kind of.
That's so awesome.
It was a horrible.
It's like The Walking Dead.
But the point is that Chris ended up getting back to the barn and getting pretty much most of the gear that he needed off of me and the other survivor.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but the other thing is that we met up
walking into the barn going, "What the fuck happened here?"
Yeah. Well, no, he snuck into the barn. He went under the lower story of the barn, and he's like, "Oh fuck, they're still up there! They're still up there! There's blood coming from the ceiling!" But I didn't realize that was me bleeding out, and the other chick I killed up there.
Awesome.
He was flipping his shit. He was like, "Oh fuck, they're still up there! They're still up there!" Then he crawled up there and ended up looting everything. But God, we ended up later meeting up with my brother. My brother is fucking insane in this game. He has had the same character for probably over a month now, and he has not been avoiding the game. He is a true survivor, And we were playing with them, and we ended up going to this factory to hit up these high-value targets. And I'm there with Chris and my brother. And we, all of a sudden, for some reason, we attract some zombies, and we go, fuck, we have to go run into this room. And like, we're all prone, trying to crawl into there. And first hit the zombie has on my brother breaks his fucking leg. But this is after Chris had broken his leg, and we used the last morphine we had to repair the legs. So we're out of morphine. My brother had broken his leg, and we had killed all the zombies that were attacking us. And we're like, fuck. My brother, we can't do anything to him because his leg is broken. He's gonna be crawling around fucking forever until we get some morphine to repair his legs. And we're in the middle of the eastern coast. We had no way to get up to. We had to go all the way out to the hospital to pick up some morphine. We're like, fuck. Well, we have to go up there, I guess. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a fucking survivor with a hatchet comes running out of the darkness with a horde of zombies behind him.
What?
Throwing road flares as he's running. He's like, oh! His hatchet, just road flares are just coming out of him. Hordes of zombies are just coming out of everywhere. And this fucking, we snuck into this factory because there was so many zombies around there, and we just flipped our shit. We're like, all right, go. And we all went different directions. The noob with the axe died. Fortunately, he acted as a decoy to have all the zombies congregate around his corpse. So Chris and I fortunately made it out into the forest, and my brother managed to crawl his way slowly with a broken leg out of the town. And this was like at the end of the night. Like Chris and I had to go to bed. It was like 1 or 2 in the morning. I was like, fuck, I got to get up early next day. I have to log out in this forest. We'll hit up the next town. We'll get you some morphine and we'll fix your legs. No, my brother had the next day off. He crawled for an hour and a half. He crawled an hour and a half to the next town to pick up morphine to fix his legs. So he crawls north for an entire hour and a half into a heavily, because the hospitals are not in low population towns. The hospitals are in major towns. So he navigated through this town. He didn't really know where the hospital was, so he ended up going in the wrong direction of the town, like going through all these. He was looking for the tallest building because he figured that would be a hospital. And he was like crawling through this like apartment building, and there's fucking zombies everywhere. He has broken legs, just entirely broken legs. And eventually he finds the hospital, but the thing with hospitals is that you need to break the glass windows in order to get in.
Oh.
And the only way you can break the glass windows is by making a lot of noise.
Oh.
So you need to fire a shotgun at these windows, or you need to use a hatchet to break the window. And fortunately for him, when he got up there, the windows were broken already. He was lucky as fuck. So after crawling an hour and a half to this hospital, he ended up getting morphine and fixing his legs.
Wow. So your brother's basically a hero character.
Yes, he is insane. I actually played with him briefly before cocktail time. We were like, fuck it, let's hit up the hospital, get some more morphine. And we ended up going in there, attracting a lot of zombies, killing probably at least 20 or 30 of them. But we ended up, in case we play with Chris again, I think on all of us, we have like 10 blood bags, which gets you back up to full health. And maybe 10 morphines. So we're ready for the next patch, which includes bear traps.
Yes.
Means that you're going to be breaking your leg.
A lot. So
we are ready for 1.75. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but it's my brother now has 42 days survival.
Wow.
On his computer. That is crazy.
That's insane.
Average survival on people in that game is 30 minutes. So he is up to 42 days.
So when there's a zombie apocalypse, we're all going to your brother's.
Yeah. The scary thing is we run around with Winchesters because they're great guns. They're still one-hit kills in the game,
Mm-hmm.
relatively quiet. And in real life, when we actually went out and shot clay pigeons with shotguns, he hit every single one. First time firing a shotgun.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a hero. He's a hero character. I'm telling you.
He's fucking ready for it. Like when the zombie apocalypse hit, he's the guy that's going to survive.
And phone number.
Yes.
That
well, phones aren't going to work. You're going to have to drive east.
Yeah.
Go to Colorado. Hit the hill.
No.
Actually, no. You're in Texas. You're in Northwest. Go north.
Drive north.
Yeah. Oh man.
What?
Oh yeah, that's true. That Chris actually we were so paranoid after he died in that barn that I spawned off the island because I died from that killing that other survivor that ended up shooting me. I was on the out in the ocean. I had to swim to the shore. I had no backpack. My backpack fell off of me because I was swimming. Because as you swim in the game, you lose gear. And Chris and I were like, well, we're kind of close to this point because he hit up and got all our previous gear. We were going to another high value point. And he realizes as he's walking up into this barn, there's another fucking survivor in there. And every single interaction we've had with the survivor has been a very negative one.
Right.
So Chris goes, fuck it, I'm killing him. And he just goes in there and just shoots the shit out of him. This poor guy, all he had was a crossbow, which is probably it's a high damage gun. But you have to reload the bullet. It's very slow. You have to hit them in the right spot to kill them. It's incredibly silent. But yeah, Chris just went up there and put a couple rounds in his head and killed him. He had a backpack, and he had a M9 SD, which is a silenced handgun.
Oh, nice.
Which I got, which is great because it's one of the most rare handguns in the game. Mm-hmm. It's an extremely rare gun. So we ended up murdering this poor survivor for all of his equipment, which turned out great for me because I didn't have a backpack.
Chris is getting hard. He's getting hard by life in the apocalypse.
Yes, exactly. Because every time Chris has played with me, he's died.
Mm-hmm.
Every single time he's played with me. It's this trend that's been going on. I've told Richard when I was playing with my brother this afternoon, I was like, look, every time I play with someone else, they die. So I'm sorry. You have 42 days on your character. You are probably going to die with me. This is going to be a fact, because every time I play this game, someone dies.
No more. Chris is taking his fate into his own hands.
He is now hardened.
He's hardened.
He is battle hardened.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yes. So we'll be playing more of this on Online Week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
month.
Yeah, we will be. Online Week is not this week, but the following week, perhaps.
Yeah, I think next week might be Online Week, and the week after might be open.
Mm-hmm.
This week is retro.
Mm-hmm.
Next online.
And of course, we are referring to Community Month at 4pp.tv.
Right. So people who don't know, this month is Community Month. Last week was Horror Week, and this week is Retro Week. We'll be playing the games that you guys have voted on the forums a couple of weeks ago. So this week is games from the PS1 era and back. So we actually have a post up about it on our website at 4playerpodcast.com. If somebody wants to throw that in the chat, that'd be awesome. But it's going to be a good week. It's going to be fun.
I think I get to play Super Metroid.
Ah. Very nice.
There's a lot of games on that list. There's a lot of really good games.
I might be running a retro open game night this weekend. So
that'd be sweet.
I was talking to Brad about it, so we're gonna try to schedule that out. Brad will be putting out a video, I'm sure, detailing everything on our YouTube at 4Player Podcast. And that's it. So you guys have anything else to talk about, or should we end it here? After 10?
I gotta go to sleep.
All right, Nick's got to go to sleep.
Yep.
So
I'm probably gonna. My brother's bugging me to go play more DayZ. So if Chris, Joseph,
go get him killed.
Do you want to die?
I'll see what I have to eat some food, so we'll figure it out. But thanks, guys, for coming out. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, everyone, for watching back on our website at 4pp.tv. Make sure you check out our main website at 4playerpodcast.com. Once again, Retro Week is this week at 4pp.tv, so tune in every night. We'll be playing some old school retro stuff. And that's it. So everyone have a good night.
You as well.
Later.
Peace.
Ludicrous speed! Go!